Welcome and welcome back to Lanier Middle School. We're happy that you're part of the Lanier Middle School community. This video will review some of the ways we support all students throughout the year. Topics to be covered include people to know, our intervention and support system, restorative practices, positive behavior interventions and supports program, advisement and social emotional learning, and how we build community with all stakeholders. Lanier has a strong leadership team and support staff in addition to our highly qualified teachers. Mr. Bryce Fulcher is Lanier's principal. We also have 4 assistant principals to round out our leadership team. The 8th grade assistant principal is Dr. Lori Bishop, who also supervises our special education and math departments as well as discipline. Ms. Heidi Golston supervises 7th grade, science, and a variety of other programs at Lanier. Mrs. Kimberly Friedel is one of 2 6th grade assistant principals and supervises connections and social studies. Mrs. Jennifer Lawrence is our 2nd assistant principal for 6th grade, along with language arts, multi-tiered support systems, and other areas. Each grade level has a dedicated counselor. Lanier is also proud to have Ms. Annie Promes as our parent liaison and Ms. Dionne Williams as a shared social worker. All of these educators work in tandem to support our students, teachers, and the larger Lanier community. Whether you're returning to Lanier or you are a first-timer, the Lanier Middle School website has answers to most of your questions. It is your first stop to learning about options, processes, and procedures. The General Information tab is a great starting point, and the MTSS section has more detailed information about how students are supported. Lanier Middle follows all GCPS state and federal guidelines to meet the needs of the whole child. We have a dedicated student intervention center to support a variety of students and situations. Our academic intervention team includes Mrs. Laura Brewster, who is our MTSS lead and student success coordinator. She oversees interventions and supports at Lanier. Mrs. Janan Olson is a reading intervention specialist who serves students through connections. Mrs. Andrea Chapman leads the supports for our multilingual students, while Mrs. Helen Craig supports Lanier's special education department and students with IEPs. At LMS, we use data to determine student needs. All students take a diagnostic screener, like iReady, twice a year to help us identify strengths and growth areas. Milestones or state testing scores, along with report card grades, guide our intervention and extension needs. We know that our middle schoolers often struggle with organizational and other executive functions. There are supports in place that could include the interventions listed. However, supports fluctuate based on the needs of the students during a given year. MTSS clearly defines criteria for receiving specific interventions. Tier 1 is for all students, and these research-based practices occur in the classroom with the classroom teacher. Each tier of support is layered on as needs indicate. For example, if a student needs Tier 3 level support, the interventions at levels 1 and 2 remain in place. While the types of interventions used may change, the system of support is the underlying structure. During middle school, students are faced with many new experiences and situations to navigate. Lanier has a strong behavior management system in place to support students proactively. Lanier's behavior interventionist, Dr. Bridget Gunther, ensures students are receiving timely interventions to help students build capacity for self-regulation and self-advocacy. Supporting this work are the grade level interventionists who are experts at building relationships with students. Whether transitioning from elementary school, another school or district, learning the language of the building is important for clear communication between home and school. There are 2 levels of discipline infractions. Minors, or steps, refer to teacher-level violations that reset each year. Majors, or office discipline referrals, are administrator level. Majors remain on a student's record until high school graduation. Lanier's step plan is outlined here and uses the GCPS Code of Conduct as required. Note that the intervention is as important as the consequence. At each step, parents are notified by phone or Parent Square. Steps 1 and 2 involve reteaching expectations and resetting the student and teacher relationship. Step 3 involves a student-teacher meeting to set goals for improved behavior. Step 4 is a detention served in the student intervention, which is arranged between the parent and teacher. Students complete a reflection activity and a digital module or activity related to the violation. Step 5 is a parent conference. This conference is critical because Step 6 is a major office referral. The consequence is determined by the violation type and the student's discipline record. These are some of the options for behavior support that are used at Lanier. Like our academic interventions, these change based on the needs of the students, and not all students will receive the same type of support. We have a variety of ways to help students reset and work on self-regulation. Similarly, we have a range of low-level consequences to help students remain accountable for their actions. The interventionist team may use things like Check and Connect or mediations to help students continue to improve in their areas of need. MTSS structure applies to behavior support as well, and the tiers work in the same way as academic interventions. If students need more intense support, the other tiered supports remain in place. Restorative practices are about making students feel connected to the school and for them to connect choices with outcomes. Restorative practices are an integral part of Lanier's whole child focus. These efforts encourage reflection, growth, and accountability. It allows for conversations and building self-advocacy skills. We pride ourselves on seeking proactive responses to situations before focus is removed from teaching and learning. Lanier uses a variety of restorative practices that remain flexible based on student and staff needs. Some of the options could include those listed here, but we adjust based on context and people involved. Lanier Middle is also a proud PBIS school. We have a team dedicated to analyzing data and getting student feedback in order to recognize the fantastic work and behavior we see in the building. PBIS is a research-based system, and our work is supported by the GCPS Office of Behavior Interventions and Support. Posted throughout the building, behavior matrices remind students of the expectations. These are explicitly taught at the start of the school year with refreshers throughout the year. Teaching teams work together to make sure consistent expectations are applied throughout a grade level and/or content area. At Lanier, we expect students to be ready, respectful, and responsible. Each grade level has a specific focus through advisement lessons based on student developmental stage noted here. Advisement sessions focus on building social-emotional skills in our students. These take place Friday mornings, and all students participate. Advisement lessons include activities focused on our PBIS, ready, respectful, and responsible, character strong lessons and other activities aligned to students' development. Targeting one of the PBIS goals allows teachers to approach from a clear vantage point. It also makes conversations more effective by using consistent language. Based on data from our PBIS data analysis, we focus on one or two specific SEL skills along with many lessons surrounding specific behavior violations like disruption or disrespect. Lanier Middle School cannot be an effective learning environment without working with all stakeholders. It is our community that makes us great. A well-formed school community positively impacts student outcomes and determines the success of a school. Culture can make or break a school as an educational institution. We build connections with students through clubs, activities, and athletics. Parents remain connected through our Parent Center, use of the Parent Square app, and joining our fabulous PTSA. Lanier Middle is honored to have strong community partnerships and is always looking for additional connections outside of the school. Once again, we welcome you to the ranch and look forward to celebrating student success with you.